February 28, 1910 saw the first official train on the Kansas-Colorado Railroad, a brand new line that was in the process of construction. It was planned in 1908 to go from Garden City, Kansas to Canyon City, Colorado, but the only portion of the line that was constructed was 25 miles of track from Pueblo up to Stone City in the northwest corner of Pueblo County. In this image, you can see the first train. It shows a borrowed Santa Fe 460 locomotive, looks to be number 2198, along with 6 gondolas and a caboose. Because the railroad didn't yet have any rolling stock of its own, these were all borrowed from the Santa Fe. Any guesses as to where this photo was taken?
If you guessed Lake Elizabeth on the Pueblo River Walk, you guessed correctly. I'm standing at the same site today, 115 years later. The train would have been parked right where those townhomes are today.
The railroad was in a race to construct the first portion of the line up to its terminus at Victoria Avenue. This was a condition of the franchise agreement with the city. They completed the last 160 feet with only 12 hours to spare. They didn't even have time to finish ballasting the track. The borrowed train, loaded with local dignitaries and citizens, left Victoria Avenue at 5 p.m., traveled the 1.5 miles of completed track to the Kansas-Colorado's connection with the Santa Fe's Canyon City branch, and then backed up the same way it had come, returning the 100 or so guests to Victoria Avenue. The railroad wouldn't open for business until June of 1912, and then, under the new name, the Colorado-Kansas Railway. In the photograph from 1910, you can see the Santa Fe locomotive stopped just before the Santa Fe crossing. Santa Fe's line from the Pueblo Union Depot curved around and crossed the Arkansas, and of course had to cross the Kansas-Colorado Railroad on its way back out of town. And here you can see there's a Santa Fe train on the line that is passing in front of the Kansas-Colorado Special. This line, or part of it anyway, is still there. It's on the very end of Lake Elizabeth. If you walk around Lake Elizabeth and you see just beyond it, there are tracks that come past the old power plant, and then they dead end right there by Lake Elizabeth. That is the line you're looking at right here in this photo. The railroad wouldn't open for business until June of 1912, and then under the new name, the Colorado-Kansas Railway. Later that summer, they purchased the old Kretschmar blacksmith shop, tore down the brick portion of the building, and turned the remaining wooden structure into their passenger depot, located at 101 North Victoria Avenue. The depot stood approximately here, where Grand Avenue now ties into Victoria Avenue. In these photos, you can see the old Victoria Hotel in the background. A 115 years later, the old Victoria Hotel is still around, but the brick building now wears a coat of brown stucco. This depot served the people of Pueblo until June 3, 1921, when it was washed away in the devastating flood. By that time, passenger service for the railroad was pretty much over, though they did rebuild the line from Victoria back up the Arkansas River to their connection with the Santa Fe. This mile of track, though, was primarily used for train car storage up until it was abandoned in 1957.